everyone, and welcome to day one of Module 3, which is all about triangles. Today we're going to tackle triangle sum of interior and exterior angles. We'll do a quick demonstration. For this demonstration, you're going to need a construction paper triangle, a glue stick, and your notes page number 33. Make sure you have those items, and let's go ahead and get started. So what you're going to do is take your triangle that is cut out, and the first thing you're going to do is label each of the corners. And so I'm going to label them A, B, and C. And then you're going to go ahead and tear them off. So tear this corner off, tear this corner off, and tear this corner off. And once you've got them torn off, you're then going to glue them on a straight line. And so I'm going to take this angle A, glue it here, so there's angle A. All the vertexes should line up right here on this. And what you notice is when you take the three angles of a triangle, they're a linear pair. They're adjacent to each other and they form a straight line. And we all know that a straight line has 180 degrees. So therefore, we can prove that a line is formed when you take the three angles of a triangle. So all triangles, the three angles add up to 180 degrees. So that's the first thing you want to write on your notes. So the sum of the interior angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. And how do we know this? Well, we just proved it. We just took the three angles of the triangle and we formed a straight line. We call those the interior angles. Another thing we have to know about triangles is that we can use this information to solve for missing angles. So let's look at this first example. We're looking for this angle here. We don't know what it is. But what we do know is that if I take the three angles of a triangle, it's going to add up to 180 degrees. So in this first triangle, in this first blank right here, I'm going to type in 60. In the second blank, I know this angle right here is 90 degrees. Plus blank is going to give me 180 degrees. So all I do is add these two up. So what is that? 150 plus x equals 180. And I solve it and I get x is equal to, by subtracting 150, x is equal to 30 degrees. So in this case, I know that this angle is 30 degrees. 30 plus 60 plus 90 is 180. Let's look at the second example. Again, it's three angles in a triangle. Add up to 180. In this case, the first blank I'm going to type in is 60 plus 40 plus x plus 80. And that's all going to equal 180. So I simplify by adding my like terms. 60 plus 40 is 100, plus another 80, that's actually 180. So that would mean that this blank right here, this x value, is actually equal to 0 in this case. 60 plus 40 plus 80 is already 180, so my blank is 0. So this should look familiar to when we did parallel lines cut by a transversal, except in that we were talking about angle pairs. And so there were only two angles, now we're talking about three angles. All right, let's move on. If you have any questions, don't forget, raise your hand, and we can come around and help you. All right, sometimes the information that's given, they're also going to give us an exterior angle. So an exterior angle is an angle that's on the outside of our triangle. So that would be considered an exterior angle. And so we have to go back and use what we know about angles to fill in information for us. And so one thing that we should remember is that if you make a cross like this, the two angles across from each other are congruent. Those are called vertical angles. So for example, if I know that this angle right here is 125, I can say for certainty that this interior angle right here is also going to be 125 degrees. So now I have two of my interior angles, so it's just blank plus blank plus blank equals 180. In the first blank, I'm going to put 125 because of the vertical angles theorem, plus 30 plus x is going to give me 180. Combine my like terms, so 125 plus 30, what is that? 155 plus x equals 180. So I'm just going to subtract out the 155, and you're left with x equaling 25 degrees. So this angle here is 25 degrees. Let's try a couple of these. Before that, let's talk about one other type of exterior angle. Another type of exterior angle is when you make a linear pair. So over here, I see this angle right here is going to be 60 degrees because of the vertical angles theorem. But over here, what I notice is that my interior, my exterior angle are actually going to make 180 degrees. They are a linear pair. You can see in this example here that A and D together, this is going to make 180 degrees. So if I know this one's 150, I know that this one then has to be 30 degrees. I guess my pen is a little bit off. I don't know how to fix that. I already tried to do so anyway, you'll just have to work with the pen being a little bit off. So 150 plus 30, that gives us 180. And over here I know this one's 60, so then therefore I know this one's 60. So if I work this out, I've got 30 plus 60 plus x equals 180. Well, I know 30 plus 60 is 90, so I'm going to subtract 90 out over here, and I'm going to get x is equal to 90 degrees. So actually this is a right angle here. All right, let's look at another example. So once again, I have to use all the information that I have. So one piece of information is I know that this angle here, I tried to adjust my board again. All right, I tried to adjust my board again. Let's see if it works. So this, now it's fixed. This angle is 20 degrees, so I know that this angle, because it makes a vertical pair, is also going to be 20 degrees. I know that this angle is 50 degrees, and because it's adjacent to its interior angle, I know that this is going to be 180 minus 50. So 130 plus 50 gives me 180. And so I can figure out this angle right here by doing 130 plus 20 plus x equals 180. So this is 150 plus x equals 180. And so I know that x is 30 degrees. But I'm not done yet. So I know this one's 30 degrees. 30 plus 20 is 50, plus 130 is 180. I want to know what x is, and x is right here. I notice that this exterior angle and this interior angle make a linear pair. So once again, I get to solve this equation. This time, it's going to be 30 plus x plus 158 equals 180. So x plus, I'm going to add these because they're like terms. So that's 188 equals 180. So I know that my x is going to have to be negative because I'm going to subtract 188 and I get x is equal to negative 8. So in this situation, x is equal to negative 8. I love doing these problems because they're kind of like solving a mystery. You got to use what you know to figure out the missing information. All right, let's try another one. Whew, this looks complicated, but I'm just going to take it step by step. First thing I'm going to look for is my vertical angles. So I see a vertical angle pair right here, so I know that this is 105 degrees. And I see a vertical angle pair here, so I know that this angle here is 58 plus x. So now I know that these three interior angles are going to add up to 180. 25 plus 105 plus 58 plus x is going to equal 180. So now I just combine my like terms, which are right here. So that's 25 plus 105 is 130. So I got 130 plus 58. Huh, interesting. Once again, I get 188. So I know my x value is going to be negative again. So I'm going to subtract out 188. And I know that x is going to equal negative 8. So in this case, x equals negative 8. So if they ask me what x is, I would say negative 8. But if they asked me what this angle measure was, I would do 58 plus negative 8, which is 50 degrees. Okay. Another example. Again, when I first look at this problem, it looks very complicated. But all I have to do is break it down. What I see here is that this is the angle, it's an exterior angle. That's the one I'm trying to find. If this one's 122, I'm just going to simply do 180 minus 122. So this angle is 58 degrees. Now I'm going to use this and this to figure out this angle here. So that's going to be 85 plus 58. That's 13 plus 1 is 14. 143, so this is 180 minus 143. So this one's 37 degrees. I see a vertical angle pair here, so this is 37 degrees. I see a linear pair right here, so if this is 134, this one's 180 minus 134. So this one's 46. Now there's two ways I can figure out this exterior angle. I know that these two added together, subtracted from 180, is this one right here. So I could figure out this angle and then use that to figure this out. But if I know that these two added together, so I'm just going to take 37 plus 46, and that's going to equal my exterior angle here. So 37 plus 46 is 83. So I know that this angle is 83 degrees because this one plus the interior one is going to equal 180. Or these two is going to equal this one. So that's 83 degrees. That's an exterior angle theorem. All right, another example. Woo! This one's rough. Why don't you go ahead and pause the video and see if you can work this one out on your own. Okay, well let's see how your thinking was on this video. So we want to get to this point here. Okay, and so what I noticed is that this one's 85 degrees, so I know this one's going to be 180 minus 85 because they make a linear pair. Let's see, 5 from 10 is 5, 8 from 17 is 9. So I know that this angle here is 95 degrees. Now, to find this angle, I'm just going to add 40 plus 95. Subtract that from 180. Let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 135. So I'm going to take 180 minus 135. 5 from 10 is 5. Okay, so this is a 45. Now I know this one's 85, so I know this one plus this one plus this one. Those three are going to add up to 180 because this makes a straight line. So I'm going to do 45 plus 85. It's 1, 0, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 130, so I know this one has to be 50 because 180 minus 130 is 50. Here we got a vertical angle pair. So if this one's 80, this one's 80. And now I just simply do 80 plus 50. That's 0, what is that, 13? So that means that this angle here has to be 50 degrees. Well, I hope you enjoyed solving these angle mysteries with me. Climbing, I guess you could also call it climbing the mountain. So remember, use what you know. Look for your linear pairs. They add up to 180 degrees. And look for those vertical angles. And always remember, all three angles in a triangle add up to 180. You are ready to practice.